It's Sunday. We are live on YouTube.com. And that could only mean that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms. And I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the channel on YouTube.com. As of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle, wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind. And this is the official rundown for AEW Full Gear 2021, which of course is streaming live on Bleacher Report and Fight TV next Saturday, November 13th, with the pre-show, the buy-in pre-show, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I am not alone here. Joining me here for the very first time ever, he is a lifelong wrestling fan, a fellow New Jersey beast like myself, and the newest member of the DJ Storms posse. Please help me welcome to the channel for the first time ever, King Shredder. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I'm just here to chat wrestling. You know what I mean? Just doing my thing.
I like it. And it's been a crazy, tumultuous road to get to here, and I'm very, very happy to have you. We got a lot to talk about, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. I got all my anger out yesterday because of what happened on Thursday. So we're here to talk about a real wrestling show, AEW Full Gear. And trust me, we're going to have a lot of fun doing so.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Let's check the chat. We got Peanuts. We got my number one mod, Dee. We got Rob Wells Jr. He's awesome as per usual. And we only got 3 people watching so far. No. We need a hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah, so we do.
Here we go. We got Hula Grim. My man, Hula Grim from California. He's awesome at what he does. So, before we get into what we're going to get into, and we got a loaded card to dissect. We got a lot of matches to go over. The build for the card has been very, very good, in my opinion. But first things first, let me get the social media links to King Shredder. Where can everyone find you on social media?
On Twitter, you can find me at CMEXXII. That's 32 in Roman numerals, if you didn't know. My Instagram, I don't really give that out to too many people, but you can find me on Twitter. And let's have some fun. I like to talk wrestling. I like to shoot the shit, crack jokes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just the guy that's on Twitter having fun. You know what I mean? Stick up for my friends against the bullies. You know what I mean? I don't like bullies at all. So if you're a bully, don't follow me. Just don't. For your sake, don't, because I'll give you a tongue lash and that'll last your lifetime. I'm just saying, like, I don't play when it comes to bullies. So the message to the people that's watching, just be a good person. Just if anything else, be a good person. It's free to be a good person. That's all you gotta do.
You know, a lot of people actually come at me and claim that I'm a bully for absolutely no reason, because they don't like the facts that I spit down. I don't know. I guess people have just become so hypersensitive to the truth nowadays. That's the problem. I mean, people believe they have their own beliefs and they feel like everybody else should share the same beliefs. And I'm not a person that's like that. Like, if somebody has an opinion on something, if I think it's crazy, like, I'll say it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, that's your opinion, you know? Like, I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, this person's unless it's a scummy opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's... Well, at some point, it don't become an opinion anymore. At some point, it's just fucking stupidity.
Right. There you go. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, you're just saying random stuff just to say random stuff. But I see Hooli asked where I'm from. I'm from Jersey, but I just think people have gotten a little too sensitive and they want to jump to conclusions too fast rather than try to get to, like, talk to somebody to see why they think the way they think or feel the way they feel. Like, everybody's so quick to see something on the outside and be like, oh, they're probably acting like that because of XYZ, rather than it's something completely different than what you assume. So I just say, like I said, just be a good person, just pay it forward, treat people with respect, and everything will be kosher. You know?
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Everyone can learn a lot from Shredder over here, but you can find his social media links in the description. I put them there. Please make sure, no problem, brother. And please make sure you follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at @the_DJ_storms. That is @the_DJ_storms, both on Twitter and Instagram. And take a look at this.
We got
our
my
girl.
Hey, hey, Lise.
Our girl, Lisa Marie. We've been waiting for you. You're like 6 minutes late. Where the hell have you been? Making yourself pumpkin spice lattes and Italian pastries. Let me tell you something. The sweetest things that you could ever have is your daily dose of King Shredder and DJ Storms, all right?
Hey, Max in here too. Force, let's go.
Yes, we also got Matt Kelly. I sent him a DJ Storms wristband. Hopefully I'll be sending you one too, as well as Lisa. But we got some people in the chat. We rocking and rolling. Let me check how many likes we got before I continue on with my brand promotion and advertisements. How many likes we got? Let me double check here. Where the fuck is it? My phone's fucking slow as shit. Here we go. We got exactly 9 likes. I don't think that's enough, people. You see, we got goals here that we want to reach. So here's what I need y'all to do. We need to get to at least 30 likes. But in order for us to do that, obviously, there we go. First things first, you got to hit the like button if you have not already done so. And then you got to share the stream out on all platforms of social media. I'm talking about Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Tumblr, Pinterest, and TikTok. No matter what social media platform that you use, you got to share it out. Share it out to as many people as possible. I'm talking about your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters, your sons, your daughters, your aunts, your uncles, your grandmothers, your grandfathers, your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th cousins twice removed, 3 times removed, your dogs and your cats, and especially your guinea pigs, because I'm telling you, I got so many articles lodged in my laptop specifically stating that if guinea pigs are exposed to DJ Storms with a little dose of Shredder, they are said to live long, happy, healthy, and fruitful lives, people. So trust me, you got a guinea pig, tell him or her that Storms and Shredder are live on YouTube.com.
Yeah, buddy.
Please make sure you add me on Facebook. For collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook, where only the elite members, wink, wink, of the DJ Storms Posse reside. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube, because it's the only time you're going to get to see this glorious sideburn shin strap combo and this beautiful mustache right here. Give me 1 second. You see, this is a lot of people's favorite part of the show right here. We're going to light it up right here. Give me a second. We're going to light it up with a little
you got
and a dash of and a whole lot of like I'm eating Thanksgiving dinner, because everybody wants a piece of the Storm.
Hey, that's coming soon. I'm ready for that.
That's coming soon. I'm ready for the mashed potatoes and stuffing, the turkey, maybe some ham if they got some. But anyway, I think a lot of people have heard enough of the self-brand promotion and the advertisements. Let's get straight into the festivities here on the rundown. We're talking about Full Gear. So first things first, I'm going to hand it over to you, and I actually want you to dissect the overall build to this card. What are your thoughts on the overall build? What are your thoughts on the card in general?
I think it's the same thing AEW does every pay-per-view, every show. They have everything fleshed out. Everything makes sense. I know people, they get down on AEW because they do goofy stuff. Like, I'm like, all right, man, like, you're not going to have wrestling without comedy. Comedy and wrestling, when it's done right, works well. And I think that's why AEW works well for the most part, because they do comedy well in wrestling. And the fact that people overlook the storytelling, like the Adam Page, and Kenny Omega storyline is one of the best wrestling storylines I've seen in years. The fact that they've literally had this going since after they dropped the tag team titles. And even still, you can go back with Adam Page and be like, it goes to the press conference where he was talking about he's going to be the first AEW champion. He comes up short. Kenny Omega thinks he's going to beat Chris Jericho for the, or you know what I mean? He comes up short to face Hangman Page. Them two end up becoming tag team partners. They win the belts, have a nice long run. They drop the belts. It's, dude, AEW just does, I don't know what it is. They just do everything right. And I'm like, I see when they mess up, and I understand when they mess up, like, because I'm like, they have a lot of new faces and stuff. So it's like, I take it with a grain of salt. But for the most part, overall, like, the build for Full Gear has been like spot on, really good. Just been really, really good. And I'm looking forward to it. Like, big time looking forward to Full Gear. I want to see CM Punk versus Kingston. That's probably the match I'm most excited for, because I'm a big CM Punk fan. Been a CM Punk fan for years.
Oh, trust me, we're going to be talking about that for sure. But I can't really disagree with anything that you said right there. One thing that AEW has definitely done is they have not strayed away from what their initial goal was. It was to focus on long-term stories, focus on seriousness, wins and losses, they matter, and the characters are portrayed in the correct manner. Right. No one is playing a role that they really shouldn't be playing. No one is being forced to do something that is just going to flat. Yes.
That's the best part. Nobody's being forced to do something they don't feel that they should be doing. Like, they're not doing stupid shit for the sake of it.
Everyone feels comfortable in the roles that they are playing. Right. And that's definitely something that just resonates. And the one thing that I absolutely love about the entire card is the fact that they as an AEW, they always try and outdo the last show that they've had. And I'm going to be quite honest, the overall card right here, this could very well end up being better than All Out. I don't even know how that's possible, but it could very well be better than All Out.
I mean, from a card perspective, like, we don't know the surprises that are coming, because you always know at an AEW pay-per-view, there's always a big surprise that's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen yet, because AEW is one of those companies, which I'm actually glad they do this. They keep a lot of their stuff under wraps, and you don't really hear about the stuff like when you hear that most of the wrestlers didn't even know Sting was going to be there until Sting showed up at the Winter Is Coming thing. Like, that's awesome to me. Like, the wrestlers that work for the company didn't even know he was coming. You know,
that's the best part about working for the company, is because you can work for the company as a performer and be a fan at the same time.
At the same time, it's not taboo to fanboy for seeing some of your favorites, or like fangirl for seeing some of your favorites. Like, because I can imagine there's people that, like Cody, that grew up watching Sting, you know what I mean? Like, they see Sting and they're like, what the hell, that's Sting? Like, you gotta like rub your, like, watching it, I'm like sitting here like, this is really happening on my TV right now, you know? Like, I'm looking at my TV, like, Sting is really on my TV after like 6 years out of wrestling in WWE.
Didi goes, what if we saw DJ Storm show up to the show? I mean, anything is possible. I was at the show on September 15th, but the camera wasn't on me.
That show was lit. I was there too at the Newark show. Oh my God. I never heard the pop that Adam Cole got that night was the most insane thing I've ever heard, like, in an arena ever. Like, I've been at World Series games, I've been at NBA Finals games, and that Adam Cole, babe, man, you literally couldn't hear the person sitting next to you. That's how loud it was.
I was singing Cult of Personality before that, and I blew my voice out just doing that.
Cult of Personality, man, they knew how to get us, man. They did. Soon as Dynamite came on the air, CM Punk comes out, does his thing, and Adam Cole, right after the commercial break, I'm like, God.
They're like, how can we top it? Oh, yeah, we got CM Punk. How can we top that? Oh, yeah, Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, yeah. They tried to kill us that night. Like, that, the dark taping was great. We didn't know we were getting Rampage. I didn't know we were getting Rampage until
I knew we were getting Rampage, because at the end of it, they did not have a building booked for Friday. So I knew we were getting Rampage.
But I wasn't, because I bought my ticket so far back, like, when it was Blood and Guts. I was the day before Blood and Guts. I was getting ready to go up to Newark the night before, go to my hotel room, and then they did the whole COVID thing, and I was pissed. And I'm like, I'm sitting here. They pushed it back to February. I'm like, all right, February is not realistic. or how it's gonna happen, or they pushed it to
July, and then they pushed it to November, and then they pushed it to February, and then we finally got it in September.
Dude, I was so hyped for that. I was like, oh my god, yes, AEW live.
You want to hear something crazy? I don't think I told you this, but Top Rope Squishy, me and her, we didn't even know each other by the time that we got our tickets to the show, right?
Right.
We met each other almost a year ago. Joseph Conlon, if you know him, he brought us together. He told me about her, and I reached out to her, and I had her on my channel first. And we finally got to go to the event. We were literally like 5 to 6 seats away from each other.
Right.
And I'm like, what are the fucking odds?
What are the odds of that? Right.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Like when I bought the seats, I didn't know how close or how far it was, and like the fact that we were like in the back camera well, like looking towards the stage. I feel like that was a cool view. Like, and I feel like whenever you go, like whenever I went to the AEW shows, like even at the Liacouras Center, like it was sold out there, and we had good seats there too. And I think they're affordable. That's the best part to me about AEW is like every ticket package they have is affordable. Everything is affordable. And that's something that gets overlooked with AEW, is that the fact that it's like it is affordable for families to go see. Like, you're going to be able to see good wrestling. Like, and I can't wait for them to start going like further West Coast, like Seattle, California, like Nevada and stuff like that, because that's where I feel like they're going to make their most money at. They're going to make the most money out there with a lot of people from like California, like the Western areas, because they haven't gotten AEW yet. So when AEW finally does announce like shows further past Minnesota, like I'm talking like Arizona, like
they're going to continue to expand.
Colorado.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what I mean? They haven't done California. Like, I would like to see them do the Cow Palace, which would be really cool. That would be really cool to see them do Cow Palace. I want to see them do yes, I did see that, Mac. I did see him wearing the AEW cleats today.
Those were fresh.
Yeah, they were.
Those were fresh. Hold on. Didi and Rob, who did you bench? Who did you bench? I didn't see anyone that was saying anything wrong. Who did you bench? I didn't even know. Who'd you kick out? I don't even know. Who did you kick out? They'll probably tell me at some point. They'll probably tell. Oh, AEW fan. What are you talking about? Why'd you kick him out? He's a friend of mine.
Is that Chris? Was that?
Yeah, that is
probably,
Chris.
That was probably Chris.
Chris, I apologize. AEW fans he's always been cool. What are you doing? Bring him back. What the hell are you doing? Come on, people. Come on. We're trying to have a smooth stream right here, and you're benching people. You're benching people that are my supporters. You're benching people that I talk to on a weekly basis. The fuck you doing?
Man. Oh, man. Chris, giving him the boot. Kenny Omega Jr. What's up, buddy?
Come on. If someone could bring Chris back, I would greatly appreciate that. But anyway, we're going to continue on with the show, and we're going to get into our first match right here. Well, one match that has not been confirmed but could very well be confirmed. They could announce it on Wednesday. They have not announced it yet. But let's talk about the rumored tag team match between Cody Rhodes and Pac versus Andrade El Idolo and Malachi Black. Now, first things first, I don't necessarily know where the partnership came from or why they're pairing Malachi and Andrade together. I'm certainly not going to complain about them wrestling Pac and Cody because let's be real. If this gets 15, 20 minutes, it's going to be a great fucking match. I'm certainly not.
That might ironically be the show stealer too.
Yes, almost every match could potentially be the show stealer.
That's very true too.
But I'm not going to discredit the match that these four men could potentially put on. I just don't necessarily know why the two feuds crossed. But I'm guessing that this could be part of a slow Cody Rhodes heel turn burn. One thing that I absolutely love about Cody Rhodes right now is he's become one of the more unpredictable parts of AEW television. And whether people love him or they hate him, everyone is fixated on what Cody Rhodes is doing. We don't know what he's going to do next. We don't know whether he's going to pull a Cena and never turn heel. We don't know if he's going to turn on Pac at Full Gear. We don't know if this is going to be a slow burn and he could very well turn heel by next year. We have no idea what Cody Rhodes is doing, but the fact that he has us watching him like a hawk, asking what he's going to do next, just waiting with bated breath, I'd say that's pro wrestling done right. When you have the crowd invested in every single move that you're doing, that's definitely pro wrestling done right. As far as this match goes, I don't see a reason why Cody and Pac should win. I definitely don't mind seeing Cody and Pac win because, again, Cody can't lose every match, and Pac definitely needs some wins behind him. But I feel as though Malachi Black and Andrade would benefit more from the win simply because of the fact that I feel as though they got big plans for Malachi. I have a feeling in my gut that we could very well see Malachi versus Sammy Guevara TNT Championship at Revolution next year, with Malachi Black winning the championship. And then Andrade, I don't know where Andrade fits into the plans after this, but I'm guessing it's a good thing because we don't know what he's going to do next. And we're waiting to see what he's going to do next. I would absolutely love to see him fighting Hangman Page for the World Championship at some point. That could be a main event for Revolution. Maybe we see Andrade go off into a program with somebody else, maybe like a Darby Allin. I definitely would not mind seeing that. I definitely would not mind seeing Darby Allin go on a losing streak, and maybe that could result in a Sting heel turn, because you know that's coming. Sting and Darby, that match is coming at some point.
At some point, definitely.
But if we do get this match, I'm going with Andrade and Malachi. No reason for Cody and Pac to win this. I can absolutely see Cody and Pac potentially in a storyline where this could be a slow burn to Cody's heel turn. It's a very unpredictable situation, and I feel as though that's what makes it more interesting. But if we do get this match, I got Malachi and Andrade taking the W here. Shredder, floor is yours.
I think I got Malachi and Andrade taking the W too, because like you said, they benefit more from the win than the loss. I mean, Cody, like you said, Cody can't lose them all, but with the momentum that Andrade and Malachi Black both have going right now, you gotta kind of like give them this one, and then maybe like somewhere down the line, Pac and Cody get a win back. But the hate that Cody gets, I don't understand. Like, I'll never understand it. Like, Cody's probably the most selfless member of the elite as far as like putting people over goes. Like, I mean,
I'll tell you why. I know why. It's specifically, it's because he's boring. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. I've explained this before, and people know what I'm going to say. When AEW first started, Cody Rhodes had this character that was very high up on the fan hierarchy because he helped create the empire that we see right now in AEW, and the fans loved him for that. But as time went on and we saw new individuals come up through the rankings and we saw new people sign with the company, Cody Rhodes really kind of moved down the fan hierarchy, because at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes has had no character evolution. There's been no growth. Cody's great at what he does, but essentially his promos are the same thing each and every single time. His character has not had any evolution. So at the end of the day, who are you going to cheer for? Are you going to cheer for Cody or Adam Cole? Cody or CM Punk? Cody or Malachi Black? Cody or Miro? Cody or Bryan? Cody Rhodes and his character is just stale and repetitive. And when people see the same thing over and over again, obviously they're going to get sick of it. That's why Cody's being booed. I
think he killed himself too with the fact that he said he was never going to challenge for the world title.
That didn't kill him. That actually further made him more selfless. But at the end of the day, when it comes to that, you take a look at how many people Cody has put over: Jericho, MJF, Brody, Scorpio Sky, Darby Allin, Malachi Black, Andrade. The fans are just booing him because they just want something different out of Cody. Right. It's not that he buries people. It's not that he overexposes himself. It's not that he's trying to put himself at the top. His character is just boring. That's pretty much it.
Nah, it is. And I'll tell you, the moment that really made the crowd turn on him was during the Agogo promos, when he was going against Anthony Agogo, and he did the whole speech about the one that everybody says he cleared up racism with, the one that everybody jokes about, says, oh, he cured racism, he like stopped racism with it. You know what I mean? And
I don't understand what the problem was with that promo. I thought it was a very good promo, but the problem with that feud is the fact that there was just no reason to care about Anthony Ogogo is because of the fact that he was just so inexperienced. He's not bad in the ring, is Ogogo, but at the end of the day, the feud just kind of came out of nowhere. It honestly just felt like a feud just to get Cody on the card.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like too. And it was the whole build to that was kind of shitty too. Like it was to be real.
I didn't mind the build, but the match itself just felt like a Dynamite match.
Yeah, it felt like something should have been on the pre-show, to be honest with you.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like main show pay-per-view worthy.
Ogogo should have got that win, to be real. He wasn't
going anywhere. Let's be real. Like, it doesn't really matter who won that match, but Ogogo was not good. You're not going to push him over CM Punk. Let's be real here.
Yeah, no, I'm saying though, for the fact that the way they built Ogogo to look like he was this knockout machine and everything like that, it was just like the way they built Ogogo up in this match, only for him to lose to Cody. Like I said, it's not Cody's fault that like he was booked to win, but at the end of the day, I thought like maybe Ogogo should have got that one, and that was the match. Was that Revolution?
No, it was Double or Nothing this year.
It was Double or Nothing, and that was the match that everybody was like pissed off about, because everybody was like, all right, so they built Ogogo up to be this like knockout machine, and then he gets beat by Cody like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Can he do anything else besides a fucking punch to the gut?
Yeah, everybody, the punch to the gut punch.
God. But
it's like Stan Stasiak and the heart punch, man. It's like
I remember that. Yeah,
it's a stupid finisher, but it was a finisher. Like, it was a heart punch. Like, you got to remember, gorilla presses were finishers back in the day. Like, so anything is possible.
Fucking 80s anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah, the gorilla press slam is like a standard issue move now, which is just crazy.
Just like the Canadian Destroyer, although I actually like seeing the Canadian Destroyer.
I do, but I only like seeing it from Petey Williams. I don't. It doesn't feel right to see everybody doing the Canadian Destroyer. I mean, like, there's people that do it great, yeah, but there's nobody that does one like Petey Williams, man. I remember first time seeing that in high school, like watching like the old TNA Impact, and you see that, and you're like, what?
Yeah, right.
How did he do that? And like when you see him do it in like real time, you're not seeing like it just happens so quick, and it just bow. Done.
I don't know who Miss Hart Gasper is. I believe that's one of your peeps, if I'm not mistaken.
Not sure, but how you doing, Miss Hart Gasper?
Miss Hart Gasper trying to steal my emojis with the sunglasses, but I'll allow it only because I'm in a good mood. But that's the match that was rumored to happen between Cody, Pac, Malachi, and Andrade. We are Malachi and Andrade across the board here. We'll move on to the confirmed matches on the card, actually. Let's talk about Christian Cage and Jurassic Express versus the Super Click. This is a Falls Count Anywhere match. I'm not mad that we're getting this match because I think that this is another match that could potentially be a show stealer, but I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed that we're not getting Christian Cage versus Adam Cole one-on-one, because that's actually a match that I was very much looking forward to seeing. And I think that we really should have gone Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks, because let's be real. If you would have done two separate matches, you could have given Jurassic Express the win, built them up to challenge the Lucha Bros. I don't think they're going to beat the Lucha Bros, but they could have been another set of challenger. Yeah. And then you could have given Adam Cole the win against Christian Cage, kept him undefeated, and then we could have potentially gotten Adam Cole being built up to fight Adam Page for the World Championship, if you know what I'm talking about. But I'm not really going to complain too much about this match. I think this is going to be a fantastic match. All six of these individuals are fantastic at what they do. I absolutely love what they have. I absolutely love what they've been doing. I think the build's been very good. Maybe we do get Christian Cage versus Adam Cole on Dynamite at some point. Maybe they save that for a December show, because December is kind of a month where people are disenfranchised with pro wrestling, specifically because of the holidays. So maybe they'll save a match like that for Dynamite to build up the show and make it feel important. Maybe at Winter is Coming. Maybe we see Winter is Coming again. Maybe they build that show up to be a big show. We see Miro, who I believe is going to win the world title eliminator. We'll talk about that a little later. Miro and Paige for the world title. Maybe we see a rematch between Shida and Britt Baker. Maybe we see a match between Adam Hangman Page and Christian Cage. They're going to build it up to be a big show, I feel. But as far as this match goes, I can absolutely see the Super Click winning. No reason why the Super Click should lose. And the only reason why I say that is because Adam Cole is on the team, and you want to keep Adam Cole undefeated. You want to keep him protected, because I have a feeling he is going to be a big factor coming out of the New Year's Smash show. I feel as though they could very well build him up to fight Paige, like I said, and then we could potentially see the Bucks and Omega turn on Adam Cole. And Kyle O'Reilly, his contract with NXT is coming up at the end of next month. We could very well see Kyle O'Reilly jump ship. We could see an Undisputed Era reunion, and we could very well see the Undisputed Era. I don't know what they're going to be called, but we could see the Undisputed Era versus Kenny and the Bucks at Double or Nothing next year.
I mean,
think about it.
This match is kind of weird. This match is kind of a weird one for me, because it's like I agree with you, but I kind of want to see Jurassic Express. I wanted to see that as like separate matches too. Like that's why I'm like,
it should have been separate matches. But if it's a six-man tag, then the Super Click needs to win, because Cole needs to be protected.
Right. Yeah, Cole has to stay protected for a while, just like what they're doing with CM Punk, just like they did with Christian up until his loss to Kenny. They need to keep these guys protected, because they don't want them to seem like, oh, they're just losing just random matches at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I personally think like I do think the Bucks and Cole are going to get the win. But I have a different theory with what you said. You said they were going to turn on the Bucks, and Kenny are going to turn on Cole. This is what I think is going to happen. After Kenny loses the title to Hangman, they're going to do like how Kenny kicked Hangman out of Bullet Club and Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? They're going to do callbacks to that. Like, I want to see, they're probably going to play into a whole lot of callbacks with the fact that Adam Cole died and everything like that. And with he poisoned Nick Jackson and everything like I want to see something like furthered with that. Like, so I can hope.
But being the Elite is fantastic.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things where it's just like, I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to watch it play out. I honestly, like, I saw Undisputed Era. I liked Undisputed Era in NXT, but like Adam Cole carried that group. Like, not for nothing.
You can't shortchange the other three guys, because the other three guys, I mean, Red Dragon's a fantastic tag team.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly, I mean, he's a great pro wrestler as a singles guy. And then Roderick Strong's probably the most underrated member out of the bunch, because Roderick Strong, you see his match with Matt Riddle back at TakeOver 25 in 2019? Dude, you got to go back and watch it. It's 15 minutes. Go back and watch it on the network.
All right. Well, like,
Peacock,
you know what I mean? When I say he carried the team, I don't mean like he did literally everything. What I mean is
he was the most notable member out of the team.
That's what I mean. Like, it was like Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5. Like, it was like, boom, MJ, and then his brothers. And like, it was like, that's how I looked at Undisputed Era. I was like, boom, it's Adam Cole, and then three guys. You know what I mean? Like, not taking anything away from him, because seeing Bobby Fish in AEW is great. Like, seeing him having like a career resurgence, like, that looks good. Kyle O'Reilly, that cool Kyle shit they got him doing in NXT, where he looks like like he's going to a Jason Mraz concert in 2010. Like,
he's with Von Wagner. He's with Von. What is a Von Wagner?
I don't.
If someone could please tell us what the fuck a Von Wagner is in the chat, we'd be greatly appreciative.
Who is making these names? I want to know who is making these name decisions.
Dude, I'm asking the same thing. Listen to these names: Braun Breaker, Von Wagner, Doudrop, Mace, T-Bar, Slapjack, Reckoning. Who's coming up with this shit?
Are they just? I wonder if they're just putting they draw names on like a wall, and somebody's just sitting in there with darts
before he got released.
Somebody's sitting in there with darts. Like, all right, we're gonna give you 10 darts, 10 darts each, 4 people. You guys got to hit these names. Whatever names are up there, they get kicked off the show. They get fired. They get their walking papers. And I mean, like, that's Oh God, so stupid.
You know who it is? It's White Castle Pritchard and Johnny 5 packs of cigarettes. That's who it is.
John Laurinaitis.
My name.
You're executive vice president of talent relations. God, I hated that guy
People
so
power.
much.
It's the greatest ideology ever. People power. And then you got Timmy Turner all grown up, Kevin Dunn. Gotta love it, man. You gotta love these guys, you know? How can you not love Bruce Pritchard? MJF has him on speed dial.
Wasn't Bruce Pritchard Brother Love?
Yeah. You are
hated that guy back then too.
100% correct.
Hated that guy back then too, man.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
But we kind of got a little sidetracked there. But I still do believe that the Undisputed Era versus the Elite, that's a money match waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Whether or not we see Adam Cole turn on the Elite or the Elite turn on Adam Cole, either way it would work. I don't care. I just want to see the fucking match.
Right.
But we are super click across the board here. We're 2 for 2, actually. We're going to move on to the next match. We got Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus my girl, Tay Conti. Tay Conti, I'm still waiting for you to slide into my DMs, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, you better relax. Chris gonna get in his feelings because that's he is.
Chris, I'm sorry to tell you, but you ain't getting Tay Conti over me, all right? I have a thing for Brazilian chicks. Brazilian chicks love DJ Storms. But anyway, this is for the AEW Women's World Championship, and I want to say that this is going to be a good match, and I do feel as though it will be, but I feel as though this is probably the weakest match on the show, and I don't mean that as a bad thing. I mean that because it's the most predictable, and predictable is not bad, but at the end of the day, Britt Baker is not losing that championship. All roads will lead to Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Championship at Revolution next year. Tay Conti, I feel as though she's a decent interim opponent, and Britt Baker is going to get a decent match out of her. Tay Conti's definitely improved. She's definitely improved a lot from when we first saw her, and I'm very, very happy to see where she has gotten to, and I'm very, very happy to see her getting this opportunity, but no one legitimately believes Tay Conti's going to win. Britt Baker, she's the hottest female in the industry right now. She's absolutely on fire with her character, her in-ring ability. She owns the gimmick. She knows that she has the crowd in the palm of her hand. There's no reason to take the title off of her. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa is happening next year at Revolution with Thunder Rosa taking the title off of her. Britt Baker retains the AEW Women's World Championship. What say you?
I just want Tay Conti to win just because I like her music and she bad. Like
listen. She got an ass all right. I mean, I am all for that, but I'm sorry.
I'm being respectful here, okay? I'm trying to be respectful.
I'm respectful too. I mean, that's a compliment. That's a compliment.
My thing is, you're right. I do believe Thunder Rosa is the only one that should take the belt off Britt Baker. She pushed Britt to her absolute limits in that unsanctioned match, and for anybody to take the belt off Britt Baker besides Thunder Rosa would be like a slap in the face to Thunder Rosa. So I do see Britt retaining, but me personally, I want Tay Conti to win just to see another fresh face, because like I know what's gonna happen. Like Reba and Jamie Hayter, they're gonna jump Tay Conti like always, and I mean it's gonna be one of those matches. It's gonna be a good match, but it's gonna be, like you said, it's gonna be one of the lesser rated matches. Not because the two women are bad wrestlers, but because like that's probably gonna be the piss break match for everybody. I hate to say it like that, but that's probably going to be the match everybody goes to like get their snacks and goes to the bathroom and everything like that. Britt Baker does retain though. She will retain. Personally, in my heart of hearts, I want Tay Conti to win.
I have a feeling Tay Conti could potentially be a TBS champion down the line, but
yeah.
After Britt Baker retains, where can you see her going next? Realistically, they could do another match with Shida. I definitely would not mind that, because you can't just have Britt Baker not defend the championship between Full Gear and Revolution. You're going to have to have her defend the title at least once or twice.
Right.
I have a feeling Shida's probably going to be a challenger. I would not mind seeing a match with Riho.
I want to see Serena Deeb. I think Serena.
I don't think they're going to do heel versus heel.
Serena D. Yeah, I got to think about that. She is a heel now.
But I do have a feeling I know where they're going with Serena Deeb. They're building up Deeb as a heel because when Thunder Rosa wins the championship, Deeb is going to be right there as one of the challengers.
Right.
Deeb's going to be right there as one of her challengers. And that's a throwback to the NWA Women's World Championship match between Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb not that long ago. So yeah, I definitely would not mind that. I definitely think that that's a nice, solid feud for Thunder Rosa after she inevitably beats Britt Baker. But we're Britt Baker across the board here. We're 3 for 3. Let's talk about T-Mac, Mac Kelly's favorite tag team, FTR.
Say yeah.
FTR versus the Lucha Bros, Penta El Cero Miedo, and Rey Fenix. This is for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Now, the only thing I did not like about this build, the only thing that was a negative about this build was the fact that they had to have the champs lose to FTR in a match prior to the pay-per-view match in order to set up the match. We just got done doing that with Christian Cage and Kenny Omega, where Christian Cage beat Kenny Omega for the Impact World title to set up the match at All Out. And I did not mind it then because that is only done once in a blue moon by AEW. Right. Once every now and then is fine. But doing it again so close together, I don't want that to become a habit. So that was the only thing I didn't like about the build. FTR as the AAA Tag Team Champions, I think that's fantastic because it's just a spit in the face to Lucha Libre with FTR holding the titles, no flinch his fist. I love that. I think FTR are fucking owning the title of AAA World Tag Team Champions.
Those are my guys right there.
But you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I just didn't like the fact that we had to get the match on Dynamite in order to set up the match again at the pay-per-view.
Oh, facts.
I do think it's going to be a fantastic match, though. I actually think it's going to be better than their match back at Fight for the Fallen in 2020 in, like, the dead center of the pandemic. I remember that like it was yesterday. But I think that this is going to be a fantastic tag team match. This is definitely a match that the Lucha Bros need. It's definitely a match that they need in order to really put a stamp on their World Tag Team title reign because they're obviously not losing the championships now. They should not lose the championships now. All roads will lead to the Lucha Bros versus Proud and Powerful for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I have a feeling that Top Rope Squishy is having a just a party in her room, probably watching me say that because she is a mark for Proud and Powerful.
Oh, she loves Squishy loves Proud and Powerful.
Let me tell you something. I was right. I was literally 8 seats away from her, and when Proud and Powerful came out on AEW Dark, I looked over to my left and I saw her doing pirouettes in her seat, and I'm like, oh.
Nice.
I wish I would have gotten it on video, but I was too fixated on what was going on in the ring. But I have a feeling that Proud and Powerful are going to be the ones to take the titles off of the Lucha Bros. And then in the end, I do feel like my boys, I just say that to piss off Squishy, FTR are going to beat Proud and Powerful for the tag team titles at some point because the Pinnacle and Lisa Marie is probably going to be on board with me on this. I have a feeling by Double or Nothing next year, the Pinnacle are going to hold all the gold. And we're going
she says she hopes that they win she wins across the board. She hopes they win across the board at Full Gear.
No. I think that here's what I think is going to happen. At Double or Nothing next year, Shawn Spears TNT champion, potentially. FTR tag team champions. MJF world champion. I can see
what happens with Wardlow. Wardlow's turning on MJF.
Wardlow is going to go branch out on his own. Maybe we could potentially see Wardlow take on MJF for the world championship as an interim feud. I definitely would not mind that.
Right.
Maybe we could potentially see Wardlow as a TNT champion by the end of 2022 if they split him away from MJF. It's definitely going to be something to keep our eye on, but I do believe that the Pinnacle will hold all the gold at some point in AEW.
Definitely.
But as far as this match goes, no reason for the Lucha Bros to lose. No reason why they should be losing just 2 months after winning the championships. Lucha Bros are going to retain the championships. I expect this match to be a great tag team match. And I absolutely expect the Lucha Bros to hold those titles till at least the New Year's Smash. at least New Year's Smash. Maybe they do hold them all the way until Revolution. Maybe we do see Lucha Bros and Proud and Powerful at Revolution. Who knows? Who knows? But Lucha Bros are absolutely retaining the tag team titles. Let me hear your stance and beliefs on this match.
Personally, I kind of like the idea of seeing FTR take the belts from them to have the 2 belts, because they got their whole shtick is greatest tag team of all time, right?
They've won all the belts in all the major promotions, so
right. You know what I mean? So like, I think it would be cool to see them win. I want FTR to win. That's my pick. I know they're probably gonna lose, but I want FTR to win. That's my prediction. They're gonna win, even though I know they're gonna lose. It's my prediction. FTR is undoubtedly gonna fight. I feel like if they do win, Proud and Powerful should be the ones to take the belts off them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I don't see a reason why the Lucha Bros should be transitional champions.
Yeah, so I don't see why they should be transitional champs so quick. Like, I definitely thought, I still to this day don't understand how SCU was the inaugural champs. I'm like, what?
Oh, I do. They wanted to go with the first tag team that actually signed with AEW. I didn't mind it. Besides the matches that we got.
Now that's okay. Now that's a little tidbit of knowledge I didn't know. I did not know SCU is the first tag team to sign. I definitely thought the Bucks were.
Well, no. The Bucks were, but you're not going to give the championships to the Bucks right out of the gate.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
You're not going to give the titles to the Bucks right out of the gate. You know, this isn't a promotion where the people in charge are putting themselves over.
That was honestly the argument a lot of people had with AEW at the beginning. You're like, they didn't put the titles on the Bucks and Kenny or the Bucks and Cody. Like, I'm like, dude, what? Like, how much sense does that make to have your executive vice presidents as champions? That's no better than Hulk Hogan holding the championship hostage in WCW for like 3-4 years. Like, and then every time somebody got it, they were pretty much a transitional champion, because they would get it. Hulk Hogan would come in, beat them for it, and would never drop it again until like they forced Hulk Hogan to like leave WCW or whatever, which I was like, that was crazy, man. It was just...
Well, thankfully, this is not WCW 2.0. And matter of fact, that this is a lot better than that. And so is your final prediction FTR?
My final prediction's FTR.
All right, I'm going with Lucha Bros. Going to have to put some money on this one. But we're moving on to the next match. We got the Inner Circle versus Men of the Year and American Top Team. This is a Minneapolis street fight. Let me tell you something. The match itself, I don't know what to expect from the match itself. I think it could be very entertaining. But
I think Mike Tyson shows up for the Inner Circle. I just got this feeling like
I definitely wouldn't mind it. It could be a very entertaining street fight, but dude, the promos between these two factions have been fucking entertaining as shit.
Entertaining as hell. Dan Lambert at the September show,
dude. From that first show when Jericho interrupted Dan Lambert, I was laughing my ass off at the fat face dipshit comment. I could not stop laughing every single time every single time that these two factions are on my television screen, I cannot help but look at the television because I want to hear what they're going to say next. And I don't, at this rate, I don't even give a shit what happens with the match. I
honestly don't.
I just love the interaction between the two.
This is one of them ones where it's like whoever wins. Like it could be either or. Like I really don't have a prediction for this match because that's not one of the matches I was like really looking forward to. I was hoping Sammy Guevara got a TNT title match at the pay-per-view. I wished he was having a singles match and not like teaming up with the Inner Circle. You know what I mean?
At the same point in time, you're not just going to leave Jericho off the show. Jericho, at this rate, he's on a quote-unquote retirement tour. He's not really doing anything overly crazy. He's not doing anything to take up a spot from a younger guy. He's there to give us entertaining segments and help get others over. And that's exactly what he's been doing. He's helped get Men of the Year over. They beat him and Hager twice. And now he's helping get American Top Team over as even bigger heels. And that's definitely going to help Men of the Year. Dan Lambert is absolutely going to help Men of the Year because Dan Lambert is such a big heat magnet to a point where we just want to see him get his fucking ass kicked. And Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, they have really come into their own as this heel faction. And I can absolutely see Men of the Year as challengers for Proud and Powerful, potentially the Lucha Bros, after the Lucha Bros inevitably beat FTR. We could very well see Men of the Year versus the Lucha Bros.
Every time you say that, it hurts, bro. Every time you say beat FTR, that hurts, bro.
I'm sorry, man. FTR is not going to become the champions yet. They're going to be the champions next year.
Yeah.
They'll be Proud and Powerful, and then I'll shove it in Squishy's face, and then she'll get all pissy at me.
I was upset that they were transitional champions, man. It was like, it felt like their first title reign went so quick, bro.
It was quick, but let me tell you something. That title reign was still memorable than anything that they did in WWE, minus DIY versus the Revival.
Yeah, that was DIY versus Revival. Like, that was a match.
One of the greatest, perhaps that and FTR versus the Bucks, two of the top two of the greatest tag team matches of all time. It goes Kenny, Hangman, and the Bucks, FTR and DIY, and then FTR and the Bucks. Top 3 tag team matches of all time.
Top 3 of all time?
It's gotta be. Think about it, man.
I'd put the Young Bucks versus the Golden Lovers up there.
I'd have to rewatch that.
I'd put GOD versus the Bucks right before the Bucks left to go to AEW. Like, there's a lot of tag teams. I'm not a tag team specialist guy, so I can't really say what I would think the greatest of all time tag team matches are. But I can see them being up there and like definitely a top 10 scenario.
I got someone watching from the Philippines. I like that. I got fans all around the fucking globe. How about that?
Yeah, you international, man. Mr. Worldwide out here.
Worldwide, baby. Anyway, but I can definitely see Men of the Year as top challengers for the tag team titles at some point. They are very, very good at what they do. Ethan Page, he is such a great fucking heel. He just has that prick look. Like every single, he points his finger to his face and that smile. That's a smile in which you want to see him just get his face disfigured. And I love that. I love that about Ethan Page.
Yeah, that's how I feel about MJF too. Like they got that. Like it's just like every move. Like you
don't punch him in the face. Lisa's gonna be mad at you.
Yeah, I can't do that. I won't get Lisa mad. But you see them movies like in the 80s, 90s, like the real prick frat boys. They remind me of those super pricky frat boys. And it's just, come on, man. But it's like MJF is a heat mag. Like he knows what he's doing, bro. He can play people. Like he's one of them people that can have people in the palm of his hands, and they won't even know it. Like they don't know they're getting trolled on. They don't know that they're getting played for a fool. Little do they know, like he could just very well just like you, and he's just being an asshole just for the sake of being an asshole.
It's great. You gotta love it. But Inner Circle versus Men of the Year and American Top Team. I think this could be very entertaining. I think that we could very well see some entertaining shit. I think the crowd's definitely going to pop when Dan Lambert gets beaten by one of the members of the Inner Circle.
Oh,
that's definitely
when Chris Jericho starts wailing on him, dude. Oh man, it's gonna be great.
That's definitely going. Whoever punches Dan Lambert is going to be the most over guy on the show.
And you ain't lying. That man.
And that's what a heel is supposed to do. That's what a heel is supposed to do. You got to give Dan Lambert credit for getting American Top Team Men of the Year over as heels. The feud and the build, this has probably been the best build outside of Hangman and Kenny, obviously. But
yeah, seriously.
I'm telling you, the promos, oh my God, I could watch these two cut promos on each other every single week. It is so fucking funny.
Yeah, I enjoy it so much, man. Like the first time the Top Team came out, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then like the more Dan Lambert came out, like the more I'm like, this guy's hilarious. Like he's just funny. Like I just love him. Like I just like a lot of people don't like Dan Lambert.
I love it when he goes, it's not even that fat.
Yeah, that was great. It was me personally, I just think that they're doing the MMA guys in wrestling right now in AEW. Like when I saw WWE do it, like they had Dan Severn and they had Ken Shamrock back in the day growing up. Like, you know what I mean? Those were like really good. Those guys are really good. And then you got Brock Lesnar, really good. And then you got some of these guys that they try to bring in, like Cain Velasquez. That was just.
Well, yeah, no one's ever going to be another Ronda Rousey or a Brock Lesnar or a Matt Riddle. No one's ever going to be someone like that. But what AEW is doing is they're using Dan Lambert and American Top Team to help enhance Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. They're good on their own, but they're kind of lukewarm on their own. Right. Now that they're standing by Dan Lambert, they have become ultimate heat magnets. And that is what AEW does best. They bring in outside factors if they deem necessary to help enhance their own talent. And they don't just give these outside factors a spotlight like a Tyson Fury or a Cain Velasquez. Right. They use these outside factors to help get us over.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you remember that? Crown Jewel, man. Crown Jewel.
You mean Saudi Blood Money? Oh, I said.
I mean, this year's Crown Jewel was actually a very good show. I'm not gonna lie. This year's was probably the best Saudi show that they've ever put on. Probably the second best pay-per-view of the year for WWE.
I heard the women's match was probably the match of the night.
The triple threat match. Yes.
I heard that was like the match of the night.
I would go with Rollins and Edge. Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I didn't, like I said, I didn't really get to see like any of the matches because I don't watch.
You got to go back and watch.
But I'll go watch them. I'll go watch some of the matches. Especially, I want to see Rollins and Edge because I like that.
Biggie and McIntyre put on a very good match. I'd say they're doing Biggie very, very well so far in his WWE title reign. I think that Biggie and Rollins, they're going to put on a very good. They're going to put on a very good showcase. I'm very, very intrigued to see what Biggie can do with a guy like Rollins. Right. But
I hope Rollins isn't the guy to dethrone Big E, though.
No. You're not going to have. What are you going to do? You're going to wait until. Here's the thing. You know for a fact we're at least getting 2 matches out of those guys. It's either going to be Rollins and Big E taking themselves on a Monday Night Raw in December to help spark up the ratings, and then they're probably going to face off at WWE Day 1. But if I'm booking this, I'm either booking Matt Riddle or Finn Balor to win the Royal Rumble, and then they take the title off of Big E at WrestleMania. Maybe Big E retains. Who knows? If you want to extend Big E's title reign. Because he's not short of challengers. He's got a lot of challengers. He's got Balor. He's got Rollins. He's got Edge. He's got Randy. He's got Matt Riddle once RK Bro breaks up. He's got a lot of challengers. AJ Styles is another one. He's got a lot of challengers if they play their cards right with him.
Right. 100%.
But as far as American Top Team in the Inner Circle goes, I don't know who's going to win. This is actually fairly unpredictable. But
yeah, I don't. This is one of those matches where it's like it could go either way because like you said, it's a street fight. So
I'm going with the Inner Circle only because of the fact that I feel as though they're going to continue to build up Sammy since he's the TNT champion,
right?
And they're going to give him another win. I have a feeling that we could very well see Inner Circle come out victorious. Maybe by pinning Dan Lambert, so that way he's kind of quote-unquote protected in a sense.
Right.
You know, like the other members of the team, like Men of the Year are protected. They don't take the pin. It's going to be a very, very interesting scenario, but I feel as though it could be very, very entertaining. I personally see the Inner Circle coming out victorious. If Men of the Year get the win, I definitely don't mind that because I definitely see them challenging for the tag team titles soon. Let me get your prediction, and then we'll move on to the next match.
Like it's unpredictable. I'd like to see like personal choice. I'd like to see Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky get a win because these guys haven't really done much.
Well, they beat the Inner Circle twice. They beat
them twice. But I'm saying though, before that, like separate, like they weren't really doing much. Scorpio Sky got the golden brass ring thing, choked in his TNT championship match, you know. Like Ethan Page didn't really seal the deal in his TNT title match. So kind of getting them the win would kind of be beneficial, like giving them another win. But I couldn't see them giving them 3 straight wins over the Inner Circle. I can't see that happening. So I like smart choices, Inner Circle, personal choice. I'm going with Men of the Year. I want to see them. I just want to see Ethan Page get some wins. I want to see Ethan Page as a champ. That's my guy, man.
Let me ask you a question. Do you see me as the IWC Ethan Page with this face?
I mean, I can see it when you do it. Yeah, I can see it, but I don't picture you like that. Like,
no, because I'm a prick, dude. I'm a prick. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Page is a prick.
I mean, you're not like that towards me, so I don't know. Like,
because you're my friend. I'm not
right.
a prick towards my friends, but I'm a prick to everyone else. That
I
tries
mean,
to,
okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Anyway, let's move on to your favorite match. Actually, I'm gonna let you take the floor on this one first. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. Let me hear it. Let me hear your expertise analysis on this one.
I know they're gonna protect CM Punk, but I know Eddie Kingston's gonna give CM Punk one of the best fights that he's had since he's gonna be here, or since he's been in AEW. Like I said earlier, I've been a CM Punk fan since I was in high school. The guy, I'm so glad he's back in wrestling, bro. Like I marked so hard when he came back, and I know they're gonna try to build him up. Like I would like to see him go for the TNT Championship first before he goes for the world title. Just so like stuff could flush out with the rest of the guys, like, or whoever else is Tony Khan has in mind. But I personally think that the after effects of this Kingston CM Punk match is going to be better than the whole build to it. Excuse me. I think that what I think is going to happen is Eddie Kingston loses, this man's going to go on a tirade, man, and he is going to be attacking CM Punk at every chance they get, every turn, and there's going to be an unsanctioned match with Eddie Kingston and CM Punk at some point. I just got this feeling it's going to happen. Like they're going to have some sort of like street fight, no holds barred fight, because I feel like that with them two, like the way that their promos were at each other at Rampage this Friday, that's not.
They sold me within 8 minutes. That was the quickest way to sell a match within a week.
That's not going to end. That's not going to end after Full Gear. It's not going to end after Full Gear.
Well, let me ask you a question. Since Moxley, he's tied up with Eddie Kingston. He's currently in alcohol rehab, so thoughts and prayers to Moxley. Let me ask you a question. Right. Can you see, since Moxley was initially supposed to face Bryan Danielson in the finals at Full Gear, can you see at Revolution next year, can you see Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley, if Moxley's ready to come back by that time, can you see those two taking on CM Punk and Bryan Danielson in a tag team match at Revolution? Or can you see Bryan or Punk potentially facing Omega?
Now, see, that's a loaded question right there. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega would be a seller. Daniel Bryan, or God damn it, I keep forgetting his name is not Daniel Bryan anymore. I forget.
Bryan Danielson's his real name.
Yes, Bryan Danielson is his real name. I keep getting it confused with his WWE name. I'm sorry.
I think his name, bro.
I think that CM Punk versus Kenny Omega would be good. Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega 2 would be that much better. I just think it's going to be that much better. I think the match that we got at Arthur Ashe Grand Slam, they need to have a decisive winner. I don't think they're going to let these guys go with having 1-1 against each other, like a tie. And personally, I just think Bryan Danielson should get a win over Kenny after he drops the belt. I know they didn't want Kenny to lose, and they didn't want Bryan to lose. So they had to do a time limit draw.
Yes, absolutely.
They wanted to obviously protect both of the guys. But I think that CM Punk versus Kenny Omega would not outdraw Bryan Danielson 2 versus Kenny Omega. Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega 2.
Well, yeah, they're both dream matches. But is it going to be one of those two, or is it going to be the tag team match?
I would like to see a tag team match, though. I think trying to rush all that stuff, like, I want to see Kenny come back healthy, like, because I know he's been battling injuries and everything. If he loses the belt to Hangman, which is the likely,
he's absolutely he can't. There's no one left after Hangman.
Right. He's gonna drop it to Hangman. He's gonna take a hiatus, come back probably in the summertime, like most wrestlers do after they drop their belt. They go like 2, 3, probably like 6 months without being on TV. You know, he's gonna get a chance to let his body rest up, recuperate a little bit, come back, and then probably start going after guys again and trying to chase the belt again, which I think will be cool to see him come back and try to like come back for what he'll be like, oh, I never should have lost it. Like I could see that whole Kenny Omega angle happening, but he'll definitely come back as a babyface though. I gotta think that Kenny would want to do those singles matches, and
it's gonna happen. It's absolutely gonna happen.
But when he's healthy, like that's the point I'm getting at. I think he would want to do them when he's healthy.
Yes.
The tag team match would be the likely scenario: Mox and Kingston versus Danielson and Punk. I think that would be the more likely scenario.
Well, I can definitely see Moxley getting better by then. I think that Moxley, he's definitely a determined individual. I think he's absolutely determined in order to get back to full health and get back to full sobriety as quickly as possible, because he loves doing what he's doing in AEW right now. He absolutely wants to get back to full strength, and I can absolutely see him back before Revolution, because let me tell you something. He had a new lease on life as soon as he left WWE, so I absolutely see him fighting to get back as quickly as possible. But as far as Punk and Kingston goes, I think that I'm in agreement with you. I think that this could be Punk's best match since returning to pro wrestling with Eddie Kingston. I think that this could potentially kick off the show. If you really want to start the show hot, this could kick off the show.
Definitely. Didn't even think to say that. Didn't even think about that. 100% correct, man.
But I absolutely see Punk winning this. Do you see the unsanctioned match taking place sometime in December, perhaps at Winter is Coming, or do we potentially see Punk and Kingston wait a little bit and then do it at New Year's Smash just to extend it a little bit? And then obviously we see Bryan slide in, and then we get Bryan and Punk versus Moxley and Kingston. Do you see them holding off on the unsanctioned match, or are they going to do it in December?
I feel like it would probably be December or January, just to let it breathe a little bit.
January is the right call, but Winter's Coming is like 3 weeks out from Full Gear.
Full Gear, that's their last, and that's the last like big
special show.
Full Gear is the last, Full Gear is the last pay-per-view and the last show special, TV special.
They could do it on the 8th because there's a TNT special on Saturday, January 8th, rumored to happen, Battle of the Belts. They could do it there.
Very true.
Could do it there.
Unveiling trio belts that night too.
That could potentially happen as well. You know the trios belts are coming. I wasn't too keen on the trios belts, but man, the trios division in AEW, they made me change my mind. I want trio belts now.
And if they can do, like, you could do Freebird with some factions like Dark Order, they got enough guys to do two. They could have 2 3-man teams, and we could see the actual downfall of the Dark Order with that one.
You know Wyndham's coming in at some point. Speaking of Wyndham, do we see him at Full Gear, or do we wait until after Full Gear?
I think that would be the way to end the year hot, honestly, is bring him in Full Gear. Like, you in the span of 4 months, you'd have CM Punk, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, and then Wyndham.
Man, AEW is the place to fucking be, man.
And it's not even, and I'm overlooking guys like Malachi Black, Andrade, like.
And they're not done yet. They're going to bring in Gargano. They're going to bring in O'Reilly. They're going to bring in Owens. They're going to bring in.
They're going to make AEW is going to be probably the best wrestling company you've seen in a long time. With the signings that I know Tony Khan's going to be making, and I feel like everybody says, like, oh, they can't take everybody. I know they can't take everybody. They're not going to take everybody. I would certainly hope so, Lisa. I hope they would.
Nah. We don't need that.
I would rather the women have tag team, regular.
There are no women's tag teams.
Not yet. I mean, we
don't need that in the women's division. We just need the TBS championship and give it to Ruby Soho and have Ruby Soho be the leader of the TBS championship division, because Ruby Soho is fucking awesome.
You think she's gonna lose to Jade Cargill? You think Jade Cargill is not?
Jade Cargill is not ready yet. She's adequate enough to get by in the ring, and there's a lot of potential, but she's not ready yet. Give her another year.
I don't know, man. I got this. Jade Cargill just comes off to me as like a genetic anomaly, bro. She comes off like,
looks like she's made of granite, but she needs to get better in the ring.
Yeah,
she's decent,
definitely,
but she's not ready yet. She's like Braun Breaker.
Blue Shades Well says, nah, Britt Baker 2 belts.
Britt Baker's not winning the TBS championship, at least not yet. But anyway, are we CM Punk across the board here, or do you feel as though Eddie Kingston is getting the win?
I think they're going to give it to Punk, man. It's going to be one of those matches that's going to go down to the wire, but Punk's going to get the dub.
All right, let me ask you a question. If Punk remains undefeated throughout 2022, at All Out next year in Chicago, do we see MJF versus CM Punk for the AEW World Championship, with MJF going over and becoming the most hated man in the industry?
Probably. More likely than not. MJF.
I think that Lisa would like that.
Oh, Lisa would jump for joy if MJF won.
Lisa would like that.
Yeah,
she would definitely like that.
MJF is her guy, man.
I was MJF for Halloween last year. I mean, I had Lisa drooling over me. No, I'm just. Listen, everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. Let's be real here.
Everybody.
Anyway, okay. We are CM Punk across the board here. Let's move on to the World Title Eliminator. We got my man Miro, God's favorite champion, or formerly known as God's favorite champion, as I'm God's favorite wrestling YouTuber, versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. This is the finals of the AEW World Title Eliminator tournament. And I'm going to say one thing before we start predicting this. I'm going to say something bold here. Without Bryan Danielson, this tournament would have sucked. Bryan has made the entire tournament. His matches have been the best matches of the entire tournament. Matches with Dustin, matches with Kingston, and this match with Miro.
The dude can wrestle. He can wrestle a broomstick and make a match.
Wrestle a broomstick, and it'll be a 5-star classic.
If this was the Bryan Danielson we got in WWE, I might have liked him more in WWE. They had him so watered down, man. I'm like, this guy is a killer, and y'all just had him on a leash, like choking this man's like love for wrestling out of him, and it's just like
he came to kick people's heads off,
kick their effing heads in.
So I think that Miro was an excellent replacement for Jon Moxley. Miro, in my eyes, should have been in the tournament from the very beginning, but that's neither here nor there now. He's there now. He's absolutely going to get the win here over Bryan. Bryan Danielson is bulletproof to a point where he could take a loss. No reason why Miro should be losing again after losing the TNT Championship. And I got to give AEW a hell of a lot of credit. They know how to book people following a loss. And they are booking Miro very well following him losing the TNT Championship. And I cannot wait to see what he and Bryan produce. And I'm very, very interested in seeing him versus Paige for the World Championship. I think that's going to be a fantastic fucking match. Miro, my God, Miro, outside of the first few months of his AEW run, Miro has been great.
That best man shit with Kip Sabian, man. I was like, come on,
man. They could have done something with them in the tag team division, but it ultimately just fell flat. The feud with him and the Best Friends, it was just tiresome.
I think Kip getting hurt too derailed that too. Kip got hurt, and that kind of like stopped a whole lot of the momentum, because that's what I thought they were gonna go do. I could definitely have seen Miro and Kip Sabian being contenders for the tag belts at that point, but with the fact that like I said, Kip got hurt, and like Kip, I felt like it was more focused on like Penelope too, and I'm like,
I love staring at Penelope, but at the end of the day, I mean, just focus on Miro and have Miro just kill people.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. I got Miro winning this, believe it or not. Like a lot of people would say, oh, Bryan Danielson's going to walk through this. Nah, after they announced Miro, after Miro beat Orange Cassidy, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, if this was WWE and it was Daniel Bryan versus Rusev, I might have said Daniel Bryan. But seeing the way they've been
Miro is a god right now.
Right. Yeah, I can't see Miro taking a loss to Bryan Danielson, bro. I can't. Like, and it's not saying Bryan Danielson's not up to snuff with Miro, but Miro was probably, to me, the most promising TNT champion. Like, I thought he was going to hold that belt for months. I thought he was going to have a strength, like a Brock Lesnar type strength.
Yeah, he had a nice, decent reign for sure. I mean, and he helped get Sammy over as a big babyface too.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're Miro across the board here.
Definitely got Miro.
Miro and Paige, that's definitely going to be a match that is going to have a lot of eyes on it. And the fact that Miro has been given so much within such a short amount of time, his TNT title reign, putting over Sammy, now he's fighting Bryan, he's going to beat Bryan, he's going to fight Paige. It really goes to show you what Tony Khan is doing. He is assembling a team where it does not matter who you are. He is going to help you get over it. And when you get over, he is going to embrace it and not just shun it out. Right. And I think that this is actually better than what he was doing with Rusev Day.
Rusev Day, that was trash, bro.
I loved Rusev Day was great, but Miro and his work right now, it's even better. It trumps that.
The work that he's doing now trumps anything he's done in WWE.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hands
except for the entrance when he came out in the tank. That was, or the tank. I forget if he came out in the tank or
it was a tank at WrestleMania 31 against Cena.
That was so awesome. When he came out with the tank, I was like, oh shit.
Him and Lana actually had sex on the tank.
Oh,
according to Miro, according to Lana and Miro, they had sex on the tank.
All right. I think one of my favorite segments. I know we're going off on like a little tantient. One of my favorite segments.
Who cares? It's my channel. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
The Rock and when The Rock came back when they were in Miami, and he's like, "Hey, Rusev," talking about his wife, and then he started talking about Lana. He was like, "Well, you know that thing she does, man. You're lucky, man." And it just cuts to Rusev looking at Lana like, I'm gonna like he had that look like I was gonna kill you, like or whatever. But it was,
we were talking about Rusev. He was big, he was hairy, he smelled like rotten testicles. It was great.
I mean, it was WWE had a lot of superstars that they dropped the ball on, man. Like, and a lot of the guys are in AEW.
Everyone. They were dropping the ball with Reigns before they finally got him back on track.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It took. Man, they should have. Roman should have been. I feel like Roman should have been the one that initially turned heel on the Shield.
No, you know what? You know what should have happened? What should have happened was Roman Reigns would have been just fine as a babyface if Bryan won the 2015 Royal Rumble and Roman Reigns was the one to win the IC title. If Roman Reigns and Bryan's roles at WrestleMania 31 were reversed, Bryan faced Lesnar and Roman won the IC title in the ladder match, I'm telling you, Roman Reigns would have had a successful career as a babyface stemming from 2015, but they didn't do it.
Well, that's WWE for you. Everything you think is the common sense move. They're like, all right, well, this makes sense. We're going to do a whole bunch of other shit that doesn't make sense.
This doesn't make sense. Let's do the opposite.
We're going to have Alexa have a doll, and the doll possesses people, and we're going to have 8 matches, 8 of the same matches over the course of like a month. It's like, no, thank you.
We're going to have Happy Corbin and Dad Joke Moss interviewing the Viking Raiders on SmackDown. And Ivar said something that couldn't be more true. Happy talk is corny, and it absolutely sucks. Man, I never thought I'd agree with Ivar so much. Unbelievable. But
it's crazy, man.
But as far as this tournament goes, last year's World Title Eliminator tournament was definitely better than this year's. Bryan has definitely made the whole tournament. Bryan does not need the win here, though. He's bulletproof. He's already a made man. He's not there to win championships. He's there to help bring more eyes to the company and help get more people over. And at the end of the day, Miro is absolutely going to win this, and I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing Miro versus Adam Hangman Page for the World Championship.
Oh, no doubt.
Lisa's favorite match. Darby Allin versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. I'm very tempted to say that Darby Allin should win this just to make Lisa hate me again. But I got to tell you, it really goes to show you, this specific program and feud goes to show you how much trust Tony Khan really has in the younger generation of talent. Right. It really goes to show you how much trust he has in the future of talent. And that's what makes AEW so great, because AEW is doing something that seems to be a foreign language to WWE. They are building stars for the future. Look at how many stars besides these two that AEW has. Sammy, Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs, The Acclaimed, Proud and Powerful, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, Chris Statlander, Serena Deeb, Thunder Rosa. The list goes on and on, dude. And that is what is so great about what AEW is doing. And this program, I have a feeling in my gut. That this program is going to be a fight forever type feud. I'm telling you right now,
they're gonna be like the
Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that for a while. They're gonna have like 6 of like the best matches they've ever had in their careers against each other, and just seeing like I want MJF to win because like
it could swing either way if we're gonna be quite honest.
It could.
And I'm gonna tell you why. MJF is not gonna win the world championship until Double or Nothing. In the meantime, he's gonna need something to do. What exactly are you gonna do with MJF after Full Gear if he wins? Because if he wins, that's it. It's over. So if he loses, that's not necessarily gonna be a bad thing because then you can set up a second and a third match. This could be a 3-match series with MJF inevitably winning the series, and then MJF goes on to fight Hangman afterwards. Because you need to keep MJF occupied, and you need to give him something to do at least until Paige has had a long enough title reign. And Paige is not going to lose that title until after Revolution.
Right. No, 100%. 100%. That's a good piece of information right there, and that makes a whole lot of sense. And I think AEW knows what they're doing, so I got faith. AEW is one of those companies like people are like, oh, you sure this is gonna work out? Bro, I got faith in this company.
You gotta trust the process with Tony Khan. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. They can say he's got his daddy's money, they can call him a fanboy, they can call him.
Yeah, would you rather have a fanboy or would you rather have a senile fuck running the company?
There you go. I'd rather have somebody that knows
good shit. Bill Goldberg. It's such good shit.
Bill Goldberg wasn't even good shit when I was a kid. So I'm like
Cocaine Beardberg was never good shit, people. Please.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give Zelina Vega the Queen's Crown tournament. Oh my God. Don't you think that would be great, John Laurinaitis? Oh, Vince, that would be fantastic. And let's do it in the good name of people power. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. You good? Are you good?
That was great. That was such a spot-on impersonation of John Laurinaitis. That was great, dude. That was great. I'm sorry. I had to laugh a little bit.
You should watch LFU every single week. I do all sorts of shit. I was doing a high school musical impersonation
Very good.
He was named Bearcat.
Very good. Very
I'll
good.
be here all week. Anyway, so, as far as this feud goes, this is absolutely going to be a fight forever type feud, and I can absolutely see this feud being revisited with Darby Allin inevitably beating MJF to win the world championship at some point. I just have a feeling in my gut that Darby Allin is going to beat MJF for the world championship at some point, and it is absolutely going to be a mega moment that's going to further enhance Darby Allin more so than he already is. He's already a made man.
He's over it. Fuck, bro.
Yeah. He beat Cody for the TNT title. He tag teamed with Sting. He beat Ethan Page in the first ever coffin match, and now he's in this program with MJF. Yeah. I'm telling you, if he beats MJF for the world championship, this is going to absolutely bring Darby Allin to the level of Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30 like superstardom.
Yeah. He's going to be the way I look at Darby is like Darby's like a grunge rock version of Surfer Sting that just it's like Surfer Sting and Jeff Hardy did the fusion.
I see Darby as a combo of like Bryan and Hardy, if I'm going to be quite honest.
Bryan Danielson?
Yeah. Because like he's got that underdog-like mentality. Where
but I see Bryan Danielson doesn't have a throw caution to the wind type mindset, though.
Well, in 2014, he kind of did.
Yeah.
Now he's more wiser.
Yeah, that's why he ain't trying to get too many more injuries, man. Like, I'm just glad that the guy's back. I'm so glad he's back because wrestling wasn't right. Like, just certain things aren't right when certain people aren't there. Like, I remember when Triple H got injured back in like 2001 when he tore his quad.
Yes.
And he was out. I remember him being out for like a year. And it was the worst for me. That was like the worst year of wrestling because I loved Triple H. Like Triple H was my guy. Like the My Time music, DX, like those were my guys. You know what I mean? And then you had like when CM Punk left, I kind of stopped watching wrestling after he left. And then when Bryan Danielson had to retire and Edge had to retire, like I stopped watching because I'm like the guys that I want to watch, I can't watch. The only way I could watch is like old footage, and it's like it's not the same. Like you don't.
I've said it before. WWE went downhill after Punk left.
Oh, definitely.
That was the first domino, and now WWE is in the deep bowels of the fucking abyss.
I saw somebody tweeted today, which I actually agree with. Somebody tweeted today that said Bryan Danielson and CM Punk made WWE more keen to signing indie talent.
Oh yeah,
because at that time WWE was not signing indie guys. Remember, they had guys like Kevin Thorne in ECW back in like 06. They had Kevin Thorne. They had I'm trying to think, Ariel and Kevin Thorne.
Shelly Martinez, man.
Yeah, Mike Knox, Kelly. Like they were just people that they were building up through FCW. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like this was before they had NXT and everything. It was great, man. Like it's just great to see that like indie wrestlers are starting to see that there's an alternative to going to WWE. Like
they pretty much put that up. Like, did you see like the new edicts that they're throwing down? Like no more indie wrestlers, no more signing women 25 or older.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought it was a joke. Like I thought they were like, I thought it was like,
and then like people are going to be evaluated every 6 months, and if you're not getting better, you're fired. Like, how can you put like a timestamp on someone when in reality they should be able to spend at least a year or two, maybe even 3, because you don't even know what their full potential is going to be after only 6 months. Like that's the problem with WWE. There's no patience. They want everything now.
It's like jobs that say you must have like 10 years of experience to get a job, and you just got out of college. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to have 10 years of experience if I just got out of college? Like,
yeah,
they're age discrimination. They're sexist. Like WWE is like, like they said they were releasing people because they didn't have a Hollywood look. I know some people got released because they were anti-vaxxers. Yeah, I saw that. Blue Shades Wells. It's just one of those things, man, where it's like
nobody should be fired based on your own personal life choices, and that's what pisses me off.
But I understand the vaccination thing because it's like
it doesn't matter though, because at the end of the day, like you can't force someone to do something with their health that they don't want to do.
Yeah, but if it's affecting, I understand what you're saying, but if it affects other people's health, I understand private sector jobs. Like WWE is a private company, like Disney or whatever, all these other places. Like, I don't agree with it either. Like, but at the same time, like that should be more incentive for people. Like, I'm not saying force people to get vaccinated. Do your research on it, like I did. Like, I have a 6-year-old. I got to do my research on, do I want to get her vaccinated? You know what I mean? I got vaccinated because I work with the public. I work with a lot of people. I work at hotels. So I'm touching stuff that hundreds, if not thousands of people a day touch. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to. I did it for my own safety. I caught COVID last year too, and it was the worst fucking feeling ever. And I'm not going to sit up here and say like, do I think, is it not smart? Maybe that's just my opinion, but I'm not going to be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot for not being vaccinated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you don't know how you feel about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
here's the thing. Here's the point though. Everyone has their own opinions on what to do and what not to do in certain types of scenarios. But if you are working for a job, then there shouldn't just be an edict that gets put up out of nowhere, violating people's own personal choices on what to do with their health. That's the problem that I have. Like, you can't force someone to do. It's not just that. It's anything. You can't force someone to do anything.
No, you're 100% right. But I just look at it. I'm looking at it from a historical standpoint. I'm looking at it from like in the 40s with polio, and like the 20s and 30s with the measles and mumps. It was either you ended up in the hospital, in an iron lung, in a wheelchair, or dead. And like they did have vaccine mandates back then. People don't want to believe that, but they had vaccine mandates for measles, the polio, like everything. And it's like I'm just looking at it from that perspective. I'm not saying like, oh, they should do like Gestapo tactics and have people have like fucking vaccine, whatever the fuck people think they're gonna start doing is having people showing vaccine passports, because I wouldn't be okay with that.
Fuck that, dude.
Some people some people just choose not to do it. Like, and I understand, but at the same time, they gotta understand that they're more susceptible to it than most. But again, I ain't criticizing nobody for it. Like,
but we kind of got a little sidetracked there.
Yeah.
As far as the match goes, hey, we could talk about anything here. Like, there ain't no fucking time limit. Anyway,
Right.
Darby and MJF. This is definitely going to be a match that a lot of people are going to have their eyes on. It's definitely a match that's going to showcase what the future of AEW looks like. And this absolutely should play up to a future world title match between these two. Whether Darby wins or loses, this should absolutely be a future world championship title program. MJF, Darby, they could very well happen at Full Gear. Maybe they do the same thing as they did with Hangman and Kenny. MJF wins the world championship, and then 1 year later, MJF fights Darby for the world championship at Full Gear.
Right.
Who knows? That could absolutely happen, but This match could swing either way. This match could absolutely swing either way, and I absolutely see both men being enhanced, regardless of who wins.
Regardless of who wins, who walks out the winner. I personally believe MJF's going to win.
Yes. For me, I just feel as though MJF's going to take the W, but then it does beg the question, and I don't have the answer to this, and I wanted to ask you this. What happens with MJF afterwards? What does MJF face?
I feel like something's going to happen where FTR is going to end up turning on him and working with Andrade. I don't know how. I've just the signs are there. Just the fact that like they helped Andrade at the end of the Cody and the Cody match with the title belts. I just got a feeling, or I feel like Andrade is going to turn on them and have probably some of his guys from AAA screw them over when they're in AAA to lose the belts. You know what I mean? Because like how they screwed over Pac, or they screwed over Death Triangle for the belts to get the AAA out belt.
I actually still think Lucha Bros are forming the faction with Andrade.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's going to happen. I think they're that
could happen in Full Gear. Who knows? We could very well see the Lucha Bros get involved and cost Pac and Cody.
So hear me out. Right? You'll have like Triple Mania is at the end of the year, right?
I think so.
So you already have FTR going to be down there defending the belts if they still have them. They're going to have to defend them at Triple Mania. They say AAA management is going to say, hey, look, FTR, you got to defend the belts, but we're not going to tell you who you're facing until the match takes place. That's when they reveal Phoenix and Penta are going to face them. Or it could be Andrade having like whoever his guys were. Like, I know he said he has friends in AAA. I don't know exactly who they would be, but you know what I mean? Like it could go either way. I mean, it would be awesome. I think that would be awesome to see Andrade kind of like steal FTR though. Like, I feel like that would work because they were all in NXT at the same time, and I feel like they got a good friendship. Like them, Malachi Black and FTR together, that would be like a unique team. It would be a weird team on paper, but like seeing it happen, that would be lit. So Lisa, you're already all over Twitter about MJF. I know you're gonna be on there if he wins. Definitely gonna be on there if he wins.
She's been telling me for like the last couple days like how much she drools over MJF. It is unbelievable. But let me ask you this: can you see Wardlow turning on MJF, and maybe we see Wardlow and MJF at Revolution as an undercard match, potentially as a bridge to get MJF through Revolution? and then obviously on to Double or Nothing to face off against none other than Page. Do we see Wardlow get kicked out of the Pinnacle?
I think Wardlow leaves the Pinnacle on his own. Or what I actually feel like is going to happen, they're going to kick MJF out the Pinnacle. I don't know why I think this is going to happen, but
no way that's happening. We got to have the Pinnacle holding all the gold.
It wouldn't happen. I mean, they can still hold all the gold. I mean, there's only four titles, 4 men's titles. Well, 3 men's titles. Tag team, TNT, and the AEW.
You're gonna kick MJF out of the Pinnacle when they're supposed to win all the gold?
Nah, I don't know. I'm just
Come
talking.
on, bro. Come on, Shredder.
Like when my mind starts going, I just start thinking stuff that I would like to see. Like I would personally like to see Wardlow turn on MJF sooner rather than later. Like I felt like it's been a long time coming. Wardlow, like especially after the whole like fiasco where he pushed Wardlow into Sting and Sting caught him in the throat with the bat or the face with the end of the bat.
Yes.
I just think a lot of the guys in the Pinnacle are going to start to see like MJF is just using them like storyline wise. And they're probably going to question his loyalty. Like, you know what I mean? And question like, are you really, really about that Pinnacle life? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. There could be so many different things that this story plays out with, but I think Wardlow turns on MJF sooner rather than later.
I would not mind seeing Wardlow and MJF at Revolution as an undercard match. That could also be a potential world title match between the two if they want to go that route.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all right.
Rob,
no, absolutely not.
Do you see MJF as a bit? No. MJF as a babyface would be the worst move to make ever. Can you picture this guy as being like all nice to people? No. My name is Maxwell Jacob Freeman, and I'm your best friend. Like, no, could not.
That's something that WWE would do. They'd put MJF with the fucking Miz and have him go on Dancing with the Stars.
He'd be Mizdow too. They make him Mizdow Part 2.
Fuck out of here, man. But we got MJF winning. Let's talk about main event. Kenny Omega. Hangman, Adam Page.
I'm going to just throw my prediction out there. I've had this prediction for months. It's going to be Hangman. Hangman's going to be the one.
Hangman, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's nothing I got to say extra about it. Just Hangman's beating Kenny. Straight up.
Well, let me ask you this. Hangman wins, right? Match of the year candidate, potentially. What happens with Kenny? How long does he stay away?
I feel like Kenny stays out till at least Fight for the Fall and Fyter Fest.
That's like
July.
8 months. You really think it's going to take that long?
Shoulder injuries and back injuries that he's got. Yeah, I'd say he takes that much time to like let his body heal up. Back injuries and shoulder injuries, like playing baseball, like I tore up my shoulder last year. I haven't played baseball probably since July. It's November now. My shoulder still ain't right. So it's gonna take him a while to get it to 100%. I would say July is pushing it a little far, but I would say probably Double or Nothing in May. Like,
yeah, because again, I still want to see that Undisputed Era versus Elite match. I'm hanging on that, dude. I'm hanging on that. But let's talk about Hangman for a minute. So Page wins, he goes to fight Miro. Who else can you see Adam Hangman Page fighting before he inevitably gets to MJF and drops that title to MJF?
Hopefully we get a rematch of him and Brian Cage. I want to see him face Hobbs. I want to see him face all the big dudes. I want to see him face Lance Archer.
What about Adam Cole?
Adam Cole. I thought you said Page. Okay.
No. A Page defending the title against Adam Cole.
How does Cole get there?
Well, he's been winning matches. If he remains undefeated, that's what happens. You win matches, you get to the number one.
Yeah. I misheard. I thought you said I heard Hangman. I heard Adam Page and not Cole. You got me on that one. I wouldn't know. That was one of them things. Like I want to kind of wait and see how that plays out.
I think that if they want to, Cole and Page could be the biggest world title match to do at Revolution to inevitably get Page to MJF. And Cole, he would have been undefeated for about like 8 months at that point. So he could take a loss just fine to Page. There's going to be no shame in Cole losing to Page.
Right.
And at the end of it all, it could very well spark up a storyline between the Super Elite in which Adam Cole could potentially leave. There's definitely a lot of moving parts, but I definitely would not mind seeing a match with Brian Cage. I definitely would not mind seeing a match with Powerhouse Hobbs.
I want to see him if we're talking Adam Cole, because that was my list for Page.
No. I'm talking about Adam Page and his world title reign before he gets to MJF.
With Adam Cole, though, I want to see Ricky Starks. I want to see people that could talk on the mic. Go like even MJF. I mean, have it be like a protected finish where they both go to a time limit draw, so neither of them take a loss. I want to see him.
I don't think they're going to do heel versus heel, because then you'd probably make Adam Cole into a babyface.
Yeah, but I feel like by that time, Adam Cole or Adam Page is going to turn heel by that point. He's going to get, because I feel like everybody that's gotten the tag or the world title has gone like some like sort of corrupt with it. Like they've gotten some sort of like Kenny Omega started as like a babyface before the chase for the belt. Once the chase for the belt started, he started like showing more heel side. Even with Eddie Kingston was even saying like chasing after the world championship makes you do crazy shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, Jon Moxley didn't start to turn heel until like a year after he lost the world championship.
Yeah, he was the difference. You know what I mean? Like, but everybody else, I feel
Page is not going to turn heel yet. He'll probably turn heel after he loses the world title. But as far as Page goes, after he beats Miro, Brian Cage, Powerhouse Hobbs, Adam Cole are definitely in Page's future. Definitely want to see that. And I absolutely believe he's dropping that title to MJF. There's nobody better. That was one of the first.
There's nobody that should beat Hangman Page. But actually, there's only one other person actually outside of the MJF, and that's Pac. I think Pac should be the only other person.
Maybe we see Pac versus Hangman Adam Page for the world title at some point.
Yeah, I would love to see that, because Pac beat both Kenny and Hangman, put them both to sleep. So I'm like,
there's certainly not short of challengers for Hangman. You got a lot of people that you can insert in there, but all roads will lead to MJF inevitably winning that championship.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. And I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Thank you, Lisa Marie, Dee Dee, Big Boy Johnny, Earl Cole, Rob Wells Jr. You guys have been fantastic from start to finish. Thank you, Shredder, for coming on the channel.
Buddy. Hopefully I can come back on and we can talk more. Hopefully next time I'll do a little bit more research and understand, you know what I mean? Like, I got a little.
Oh, come on, dude! You had plenty of research, man.
Yeah.
You watch AEW on a consistent basis. That's all you need, brother.
Right.
That's all you need. But one more time, where can we find you on social media?
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at CMEXXX 2 eyes. That's 32 in Roman numerals. So just drop me a follow. I follow back. If you want to just shoot me a DM just to talk, we can shoot shit on the timeline, crack jokes, do whatever. I'm free and easy, you know. But Storms, thank you, man. It was a pleasure being on. Good luck on everything with the rest of your shows, and I'll be watching.
Thank you very much, brother.
Hey,
I really appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. I'm DJ Storms. He's King Shredder. And this has been The Rundown. And I will catch you Saturday for the LFU before Full Gear goes live on pay-per-view. Peace.